awaydaysbeer.com. Proud to partner with Talking Town. For only $14.99, grab your ITFC Legends Pack from The Beat to Hoppy Robson to Brazil's Best and Pablo's Pal. Whatever you need, whatever you want. ITFC Legends Pack, $14.99 at awaydaysbeer.com. Grab it today. Mass Creations are proud partners of Talking Town. High quality web and software development. From web development to SEO and everything in between, make your vision a reality with Mass Creations. Call 07896 904 571 or visit masscreations.co.uk or email info@masscreations.co.uk. Mass Creations, proud partners of Talking Town. Don't forget, tell them you came from Talking Town to get 10% off. Best Burger in Stone proud partners of Talking Town. Call 01449 680 058 to book a table today.
This sound indicates an important announcement.
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and it's delightful to be here with you. First of all, without a black screen before my face appears, and now with audio and visual. Crunch did an admirable job stepping in, but it's always good to be with you, and hopefully we can get rid of that disappointment I felt this morning and have a fantastically cracking show, particularly as we're kicking off a new season. The fixture list is out, so we're kicking off a new season. Really exciting to take the Talking Town into its second season. Bigger, better, bolder. I want to say more louder, but then I don't think Crunch can get more loud. Although if he can, it might be a worry. Mike Brown's having steak night. He's out and about. Love it, Mike. Love that you take us with you. Don't forget, guys, you can support the channel by supporting us through Ko-Fi. Links in the chat. But just as important as that, hit subscribe on YouTube, because the more we grow, the better we become. If you like our stuff, hit the like button, and of course share it to all your friends. And I know we mentioned the Ko-Fi a couple of times, but honestly, you can't underestimate the power of the Ko-Fi subscription, because it allows us to sit back and say, right, new season, new fixture list, what do we want to do, how do we want to achieve it, and what software do we need? And some of the software, Jesus Christ, eye-watering. Anyway, as I'm sure Mike Ashton might be finding out in the transfer market, he's worth what? Huh? No, I'll give you a call back. Never. Joining me this evening are two wonderful people. First of all, let's bring him in. You had him this morning. He didn't get an intro. Let's give him one now. Yep. Hard truth, Richard Cruncher Moss. How are you doing?
Good evening. Firstly, big shout out to Hawks. He's somewhere in Lowestoft waiting for the RAC, watching on his phone.
Yes, well, I don't know what he was doing. I logged in to do the show and saw
he couldn't get hold of you. He messaged me, I can't get hold of Martin. I can't get hold of Martin.
I'm the most on the grid, off the grid person you're going to meet. I'm out there, but you can't. If you can get hold of him, I'm not the A team. If you can find him, if you can get hold of him, because even you tried to phone me.
I was trying to get hold of you about tomorrow.
I know. My phone was ringing and I was looking at it and I was like, I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to answer it. Nope,
No.
not going to answer it. Sorry, I'm off the clock. But I know I was going to see you in 30 seconds time. We'll obviously catch up off air regarding tomorrow. Big news, obviously. We'll touch on that. We're going to hopefully sit down with new signing. But the Ipswich Town ladies have been busy, where the men have maybe struggled so far. The ladies have
Sheehan on the
jumped
case.
straight in, two-footed. Virgil van Dijk like.
Big signing, centre back Olivia Smith from Charlton Athletic. I was reading about her mind. Did you know now she's a policewoman? Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Didn't know that.
I did not. Wow.
Doing me research. But Joe's worked with her before, and I messaged him earlier, and he said it's a massive signing. So it's a bit weird because I see him like when last week when Sophie was like the first professional ladies at the ground, and they spoke to Olivia today, and she was there with a scarf, with a shirt at the stadium. But then you think, but they don't play there, do they?
That's what I thought. I thought they were going to finally let them in.
We've said to Joe and like the girls when we've had them on before, that should be hopefully now they've got promoted to a higher division.
Should be their home ground.
The takeovers come in. We've got Ed Sheeran. Wouldn't it be great if next season we could play some games at Portman Road and look, they're well supported anyway, but if they played at the main stadium, Martin, they would get a lot more people come and watch them.
Absolutely, of course they would. Yeah, absolutely. But that's a major step, and hopefully one we're moving towards. But just by having the new signing announced in the stadium is a major step as well. It gives it more credibility, it gives it more power, more meaning. Opens it up, and it's so good to see. It's been too long coming, really, hasn't it? Let's have a few comments from the chat. We've got Dominic Dean. Good evening, Dominic. Lee Anderson, where's he stranded? I'll drive past and take the piss. Who needs mates like you, Lee, when you got enemies around?
The funny thing is, Lee, Jordan only bought the car on Monday.
Who from Boise?
I'll be taking it back. Hope you kept the receipt, Jordan.
Oh, because he can't take it back. It won't move. It's stuck on the A12. Otherwise, he would be taking it back. Mike Brown knows how to live. He certainly does. You were with me this morning, nearly 12 hours ago. I mean, the day's flown by. As you look at it now, I'll get our next contributor's overall thoughts, because obviously she's not given hers yet on the fixture list. But as you look at it now, reflection sunk in a little bit. Anything standing out?
Can you just put Jason Clayton's comment on the screen there?
Yeah, I can. Don't they always plan a Sunday, so no reason why the ladies can't play at Portman Road?
There's an idea there. Wouldn't it be great if they'd done a double header? I know at the minute, obviously with COVID, they probably couldn't do it. But if they played after the men,
how would that work?
Well, the men play, and then the ladies kick off, say, an hour later.
Would you not be better doing it beforehand?
Possibly, or either way round.
Because if you did it afterwards, it's normally
the groundsman would probably not want two games on his pristine Portman Road pitch, would he?
Has he seen it? Is it one of those Homer Simpson's barbecue box moments where he's looking at a box of grass and it's lovely and lush and green,
looking good now,
and then he moves the box away and it's that mud patch that it was towards the end of last season?
Maybe next season when they get that the new pitch in. With the synthetic stuff, that probably might be able to take a few more games on it, Martin, because it's going to probably wear better. So maybe we'll have to wait till then. I do think you're on something there. I just think maybe before. So, because I think if Chelsea done that, if Chelsea or Man U done that, there was somebody, or they were going to do. Maybe they were going to do it before COVID came in. They were going to. I think they were going to play before the men. But you've got to be practical and think it's Saturday night. And it's a developing and growing game. You don't want, say, 24,000 and then suddenly it seems to be like a mass evacuation. Whereas if you can build it up and Ben Moore says they're Mark Ashton moved Bristol City ladies to Ashton Gate. There you go. All about development. Tweedy, pre-season one games at Portman Road could be easily done. It absolutely could. So fixture list very quickly before I bring the Queen of Hearts in. Anything standing out to you, or is it as you were? Easy start on paper. It's a comfortable start again, like we've had last season. Hopefully, we'll get enough players to raise the team. Well, we'll get into that in a bit. Right, let's bring her in. She is the Queen of Cider, the Queen of Gin, the Queen of your heart.
Queen of Gin and the Queen of Sin. That could go. How are you doing, Amy?
I'm
It's been a while.
You're already taking digs at my alcoholism. How rude.
What have we got on the go tonight?
This is a very fancy 7-Up.
Look what I've got anyway.
Oh, you
Lovely. That is a good shout.
I'll just fire a quick one while Amy's music was playing. I was really quickly eating it because I didn't want to get caught. When you might ask me.
There you go. Don't worry. There'll be a few breaks of play coming up very soon with a few crafty little adverts that have been well made by might quickly. Yeah. But anyway, not by me. Amy, it's been a while since we sat down on a show together. How are you feeling? Are you feeling in the holiday pre-season vibes?
I'll be honest, normally I count down the days to when the fixture list comes out because literally it will plan. My next year is now planned. I know what I'm doing every weekend because I know what I'm doing for the football. Usually I'm counting down the minutes so that I can plan my next year, but I completely forgot. It was only when my mate messaged me like this afternoon and said, "Oh, did you see the fixture list?" I was like, "No, I hadn't." I just slipped my mind.
That guy over there didn't bother plugging his lead in this morning and left me stranded for about 10 minutes.
I did. Someone
you were lucky that you bought me in, because if you'd have not bought me in and then your screen had gone black.
Well, can you imagine it? I could have brought Matt Phillips in. I could have gave the masses 10 minutes of the Matt Phillips one man stand up show. I mean, that would have made them all turn off, all two of them. Amy, so yeah, as Tom James says, great to have you back, Amy. It really is.
Oh, thank you.
It's always good to have Amy on the show, get her opinion, the Northern correspondent. What jumps out for you for this fixture list? Then we'll start there because there's a number of games that could be within reach. Anything stand out?
Well, look, from a personal point of view, I've been looking at what games I can go to. So my wedding is the 31st of July, which means my honeymoon is the 7th. I'll be away on the 7th and the 14th. So I knew that I didn't want any good games. In fact, pretty much all of August is ruled out for me. So I knew I didn't want any good away games. So once I knew that the away games are southern in that first month, I then moved on to, okay, so what have we got? Where are the northern games? Accrington is actually looking like it's going to be my first game this year, which is until it's quite late in, so it's going to be hard waiting, but hopefully by then we'll have all the away fans allowed back in by that point, so I'm hoping that gives a bit of room for not having to worry about that.
Don't forget, Amy, Wickham could be Derby.
Yeah, that's true.
That might be a bit more closer to you than say Wickham could be. So Wickham on the 4th of September, that could very well be Derby County away as opposed to Wickham. So
I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten that that's still going actually. Because annoyingly, I'm in Wickham the weekend before, so I could have gone to it, but never mind. Other than that, the fixture list has really fallen quite well for me personally. The very first fixture I was looking for was Cambridge United. In fact, my best friend from home texted me the Cambridge United date because that is I will not miss that. Nothing.
That'll be a struggle for tickets, that would, Amy, because you only get about 1,500 there.
Yeah, well, I know people. I will find a way, honestly. There's a bit of a story behind that, but it's a really, really important game for me, and I'm absolutely dying to be at that one. So I know that I will be making sure that I'm trying to get to that.
What's in Lancaster, Amy?
Hey?
We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry. We'll unpack that can of worms.
How long does Fox's RAC take to come?
Don't know if anyone could send
because a lot of breakdown companies, you get, if they're not there within half an hour.
Bless him.
Colin asked an interesting question. What's the decision? When is the decision made on Derby County? Well, it's going to have to come very quickly. It's going to have to come, but then you got the appeal. I don't think it will be Derby. I think it'll be Wickham. I think even if Derby are found to be in breach and relegated, they'll appeal.
So they fined them, didn't they? 100,000.
They did. Yeah.
And is it the EFL of? It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? You think?
Well, how can you how can you say in one breath we can't dock the Super League teams because docking points is unfair to fans, and then dock a team like Derby Point, whatever you may feel about their spending habits, and not think that's unfair to fans? Still,
if they dock points, I think they'll probably dock them for this season. That's what you'll find will happen. They'll start on -10 or 12 or whatever. So they're up against it, whatever happens, I think.
Absolutely.
I know Amy's a big fan of Derby. I know she really loves Derby, don't you?
I would have
Anyone-
loved to have seen them be the ones that ended up coming down.
Anyone
I would have
fancy
loved it.
Gills at Boxing Day?
I
Give
probably
me
won't.
down
I
there.
think I'll be in Cornwall, but it's a doable one, isn't it?
You
That's
haven't
not
scarf,
too
Amy.
far.
No roof down there, isn't there?
Yeah, but those kinds of grounds are the best ones. That's what I love about today, thinking about all those away days. Accrington with its open stand, that's absolutely bloody freezing. I think it was raining the last time we went there. We were soaked, but it was so much fun. It's the little grounds, they're the ones that have the character.
It's
They're the
fun
ones
when
that are
you've
the
done
best
it
fun.
once. It's not fun when you've been in it 3 years.
No, I've got enough of that now.
Yeah, okay. The League One tour lasted a bit longer than I wanted it to, but it's still good fun. And there is some cracking away days coming up. Cambridge United is going to be special. I'm really looking forward to that. The final game of the season will be an interesting one because I would imagine that Charlton will be up there fighting. So if everything isn't already signed off by that point, that could be an absolute stonker. That game.
You've got the last 2 home games, Amy. You've got Wigan, I think they've made 5 signings, and you've got Charlton. I'd expect both of them to be in the mix. I know Martin's he's a big fan of Nigel Adkins.
Yes, huge fan. Start a new day with a fresh mentality.
So we need to have that season wrapped up and won by March.
Well, what I find interesting is that the last day of the season has been placed on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, as opposed to its normal.
Well, they'll
Sunday.
probably that will be moved, won't it? They're normally 12:30, aren't they? I'd expect.
But they normally announce this, don't they normally
From
announce
the
the official list
start.
with it from the
Yeah.
start? Like,
It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter if they're all at Saturday at 3 p.m. as long as they're all.
Well,
the same
no, I just
time.
found that of interest as a change to tradition. I'm all about tradition. That's why I'm a monarchist. I love it. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
It's quite an early finish as well, isn't it? The 22nd of April. I was quite surprised at that. I think it was
30th. The
30th
away
of
games
April,
end
sorry.
on the 23rd of April. I mean, I can see why you'd not bother looking past the end of the away games.
I'll be at that last away game and then I won't worry about because it'll probably be by that point. It'll be like, oh God, we're in League One again. I'm not going all the way down to Portman Road to celebrate being in League One for a 4th season. So hopefully I'll be able to come down to that last game of the season again this year.
And we've got a new fixture that we obviously hadn't had this morning. Newport County in the Cup. Talk to me about that one, Rich, because and I'll ask you as well, Amy, but how important is cup runs for you this year? Is it important to get a couple of cup victories either in this cup or the FA Cup? I'm not counting the Papa John Looney Tunes Trophy Cup because
I see someone in the chat there saying we've got Colchester at home.
I couldn't care. So
who cares about Scouse and Chambers coming back?
Back rid of it. I'm already tired of that narrative, Rich. By the way,
I think we need to get a couple of wins. I would have been preferred if it was at Newport. That would have been a new ground for me, and I'd have done that. Because when is it played, mine? I think they can move it to before the first game of the season. There's a little window there. They said so. Because I think Bristol Rovers last year we played the weekend before the season started, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes, we started with Bristol Rovers. Yeah.
I think who've they got? Because they've got Millwall and Crystal Palace. I think they've got Crystal Palace on the. Have they got them on the 31st of July?
No idea.
Or Millwall.
I just wanted to know if you were thinking cups are important, not really what Newport was.
It's a game to win. It's a game to win. At the minute, we're not really going to be changing the squad much because we ain't got many players, have we? So,
well, no, but. Is it important though for you, Amy, as well? Because I know over previous years, fans have been saying, cups, and I see Harry Butcher saying he wants a winning mentality throughout the team. Stephen Parry think all comps are important.
You might see Grin in that game.
You can't remember ever watching Town versus Newport. I'm 100% agree, Rich. Newport away would have been great. Where are you on it though? Are you bothered if we get promoted? Are you bothered on cup wins, or do you want to have a cup win as well as get promotion?
I've always said cups don't matter, not bothered at all. Aside from getting that trip to the Emirates a few years ago, or Old Trafford, it was more recently, wasn't it? I loved that. I wouldn't have given that day up for anything, but I'd have given it up for us to have survived that year or us to have been promoted. For me, the league is the number one most important thing. But 2 seasons ago, my mind was changed on that, because when Lambert started pissing about with the team for cup games, we lost our chance of winning the league. And that, for me, was the problem. So I want to see Cook taking it seriously, particularly with a brand new team. They need more games to be playing together. And those games, okay, it's going to get busy in December, November time. That's going to be knackering, but it's going to build their fitness and it's going to build their sort of coordination as a team. It's going to help them to be able to play together. It's going to be a really, really hard league next year. We need to be absolutely straight out of the blocks, get building momentum, like Steve says, not losing it because he keeps pissing about with the team. I want to see a consistent team. He's going to have to really quickly figure out what his first team. Well, at the moment, he's not got much choice. So it's I want to see that, and personally, I would like to see us giving it a go in the cup games to, as Harry said, build that winning mentality. And I kind of feel like that feeds into the whole idea with the new owners of, we're coming out with, this is a new Ipswich, this is us coming and trying and building this new story now, and the cups could become part of that, because
there's always a team, Amy, from like the lower leagues. I think Burton Albion a couple of years ago got to the semis, and you think it creates interest, doesn't it? Look, you've got young kids, I've got young kids. I'd love to go to a Man United away, a Liverpool away, and take them to a game like that. We went to Man United, all three of us went to Man United, and when we see that team that Mick put out, it was like, get me in the car, I want to go home. So take the cup seriously. Yeah. We're not going to win them, but let's see how far we can go.
Yeah.
You should have come to the pub beforehand, Rich. That was what made and afterwards, actually. I was out on Canal Street after that game. That's what made that trip special. How weird.
Yeah, so was I. It was a great night out, a great time. Although I'd rather have done the Corrie tour, I think, than the actual game, once I saw Josh Yorworth and Peter Malachek playing centre half, and Tommy Orr getting wiped out by that was a nasty tackle that took him out. I still remember that. But I get what you're saying. Nice little cup run, if it leads somewhere. But there is the risk, obviously, that you do beat Newport, you do beat, say, Crewe in the next round, and then you get
Norwich.
Birmingham. And you get knocked down. And it's like, well, that was a waste of time, because you didn't even get a glamour tie out of the situation, did you? I mean, Birmingham.
But that's the thing. It's not about glamour ties. It's about giving them more game time on the pitch together. And that's what they need. So that for me is the only reason for wanting a cup run, because it will help us in the league, and the league is absolutely the number one most important thing. I know Colin just said that all games are important. I'm really sorry, I disagree. If we win the FA Cup, it's not going to get us promoted to the Championship, and it's the Championship that we need. We've got to get promoted this year.
I remember Wigan when they got relegated, when Martinez was in charge, and they won the FA Cup. Now, you win the FA Cup. Look, we're not going to win the FA Cup, but them memories last forever, You go to Wembley, like Wigan fans went to Wembley. They beat Man City that day. Nobody give them a chance. And I know they got relegated, and I know after that they've fallen apart. But you'll never take away the memories of winning a trophy.
You seen what Dominic's put?
Absolutely. Even just, I mean, no offence, Martin, but definitely not.
Hang on.
With a beard. I know Dominic's trying to...
I think you're probably quicker on your mobility scooter than Chambers.
Fucking quicker without the mobility scooter than Chambers, pal. Don't worry about that.
Now he's gone. We don't have to keep digging at him.
I know, but no, we have, because now we've got this whole lead up for the narrative of Cole Skuse and Luke Chambers coming back, and isn't it wonderful? And are we going to clash?
Go to that game,
when I go to it,
yeah.
No, I'm too busy trying not to vomit behind the North Stand. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely? I'm already feeling sick at the start.
Oh, give him a bit of respect. He played for us for a long time. It'll be nice for him. And how funny will it be if Colchester get promoted with our four players in their team? I just think that'd be hilarious.
8.
Is it 8?
204. They're bringing Paul Mariner out of retirement, aren't they? I mean, they're going all the way. They're going all in. Yeah, they're going all in. They really are. That was a compliment. Cheers, Dominic. We do love you. Very quickly. Well, not very quickly. That's the wrong thing to say. But Talking Town. Support for Talking Town is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below-the-waist grooming needs. Get 20% off and free delivery. That's 20% off and free delivery. Those magic words. With the code.
Night of the wedding, Amy. If you a little
get
gift,
Luke one.
Little gift.
Get Luke one.
There you go.
Night before the wedding, sort yourself out, son.
Use the code TT for 20% off
and free delivery.
Sorted. I missed that one off my to-do list, didn't I? I must make sure I go and add it.
But no, not on yours, but on Luke's to-do list.
Something, Martin, or can you remember that now?
No, I've got it on the little script there. Yeah, no, I can't remember it. Good grief, no, can't remember it. Right, on to other things that are unspeakable. Ollie Hawkins left town for a fee. For a fee. From what do we make of that then, Amy? Ollie Hawkins left town, and he's still got ambitions of playing in the Championship.
Don't be mean. Behave.
I'm trying.
I did think of you as soon as I saw it.
When football fouls, and sadly I think it will, he's got a career as a stand-up comedian, because that's funny. That's some funny stuff.
Look, he's clearly hardworking. He's clearly ambitious. Fair play to him. Good luck to him. It don't matter, does it? And he wasn't good enough for us. Cook definitely did the right thing in sort of waving him on from that point. But I just think, look, it doesn't. We don't need to look at that now. They're not a part of us. Same with Scouse and Chambers. Just leave. We've left that era behind. Let's not look back. Let's look forward. But good luck to him. Not anyone who's leaving from now on. I would like to see them do well. Come on, we'd have a right laugh if Ollie Hawkins ended up playing in the Championship. You will never hear the end of it if he gets up there.
He ain't getting nowhere near it. Yeah, Crunch. Is he going to get anywhere near the Championship?
50p and a packet of Monster Munch. Was that the fee?
No, kazoo. And a packet of Monster Munch.
Oh, sorry. I said this morning briefly. I think he'll be all right in League Two. I think I was watching the interview, Amy, on the Mansfield Twitter feed, and they asked him what he brings, and he said like he's good in both boxes, which he is because he's 6'6". I think Ben Moore did comment this morning that he could paint the stand because he's
used Manscaped then.
Reach them. But listen, it is what it is. I did say, Martin said as well, one of the worst strikers we'd had at Town. And actually, Hawks in the comments there, he rated him, Martin. I remember a few tweets throughout the season. He thought he was all right. But it shows, didn't it? Look at the signings we made. Cornell, gone. Ward, gone. Hawkins, gone.
Gone.
There you go.
Gone, yeah. Dickinson's real deal. Gone. Mark Tuxford thought Ollie Hawkins was okay when he played. Injury and lack of chances done him no favours. No more than a plan B, though. Yeah, I mean, football's about opinions, Mark, and I love yours as much as anybody else's. I disagree with it on this occasion. I think Ollie, I don't know if Ollie's plan B.
I think he'll do all right. I think he'll do all right at Mansfield. It wouldn't surprise me if he got a few goals there.
Yeah, well, few, 2. Is that the benchmark? Is that the benchmark? Is it Crunch? 2 goals?
Well, it is what it is. He's off the wage bill. They've saved. What do you reckon he was on?
League 2, isn't it? It's another player going to League 2, and it's another symptom or another sign or another reason of where we were as a football club. Like,
definitely,
this was supposed to be a top of the table fighting team, and so far, except one young lad, they've all gone to a league below.
Yeah,
paints its own story. Talking of which, Jackie Lancaster, obviously a big fan I have been throughout the year, gone to Cambridge. This one worries me a little bit. I'll just set the scene a little bit for you. He's moved. It's for a fee, I believe.
It's not gone through yet, has it?
No, but it's undisclosed. Once it hits the papers, it's more or less, the clubs have agreed. It's just down to the player now, isn't it? He's 21. He's made 13 starts, 17 sub appearances for the Blues, scoring 3 goals. Where are you on this one, Crunch? I know people wanted a reset, etc. Where are you on it?
Listen, we're big fans of Jack. Stephen's been involved in the show. I think it's really sad because he was probably one of the only real shining lights of that relegation season. He came in, he looked bright, scored a really good goal against Millwall on New Year's Day. Then he's obviously had a back injury. Then he had another back injury last season. He did have a few chances. He came in, scored a good goal, didn't he, away at Sunderland. Played well that night, and then he's not really.
That night.
he's not. Yeah, he should have buried that second one when he put it over the top. But he's at that age where I've said it's no good for like Jack and other players at the club. Now they really need to be playing first team football, Martin. And if he has to go away, drop down a level. Well, it's not dropping down a level. It's at the same level as Town, but go to Cambridge. If he plays week in, week out, he's got a great player there to learn off. And I know everyone will think, oh yeah, Wes Houlihan used to play for Norwich. Forget about that. Fantastic professional. And if he can train with him every day, pick up some stuff in the games, and then kick on, and you never know what happens, do you, in football? He might come back again. But look, good luck to him. He's obviously his girlfriend's pregnant, so he's not going to have to move house. And Cambridge are a good club. They're just down the road from me. I used to go and watch them in the 90s. They're close to my heart as well. So I hope he does really well there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. But so you're not against the player leaving? Is that the gist of it there? Yeah,
it's like Mark says, we can't be sentimental anymore because we have in the past. And I really wish that Jack kicked on at Town and was part of our first team. But with the investment we've got coming in now, he needs to play football. It's no good him sitting on the bench. I'll say the same about Miles Kenlock, Martin. He's another lad who needs to play first team football. He might play first team football this season for us. I don't think he will. But lads of that age, go away from the comfort zone. Matt Phillips has said it before. The comfort zone at Ipswich. He's going to go to Cambridge. The facilities are not as good as they are at Town. Go and play every week, Jack, and prove Paul Cook wrong.
Okay. Amy, agree with that? Disagree with that? Where are you on the Jack Lancaster to Cambridge situation?
Yeah, I don't think I could say it any better than that. I completely agree. He was one of. It's always hard when it's one of our youngsters who doesn't quite match up to what we hoped for. Dazelle being probably the best example. The amount of hype that we had when he started playing for us. I was sad to see him go. Because I would have loved him to have made it for us, but he isn't. And what I do feel like for a lot of the young lads at the minute as well, including Bishop and Downs, is it has been such a hard time. I think we all said this at the end of the season. If they do move on, hopefully they'll go somewhere. It's a clean slate for them as much as it is for us with this new team. So wish them all the best of luck. Definitely Jack. I think a lot of his dad, from what I've seen him speaking on Twitter and things like that, he seems amazing. And I just love how supportive he is of his son. I think that's wonderful. But for me, I just would have liked, if the idea was to give him first team football, I would have preferred to see it as a loan. But obviously don't know the reasoning or the decision behind that. I think it's a shame that we let him go completely, because I feel like he was one of the most hopeful players that we had. And we are Ipswich. We are all about our young players. So I kind of feel like we're being left with none of them now. With Dazelle's gone, Lancaster's gone. We're running out of our own players, which is possibly symptomatic of how much the academy's been struggling for a few years. But it's all part of this new era, isn't it? And I do agree with you. Can't be sentimental about this. I think you're right. And hopefully, I just hope that it's the right thing for him. And I do believe it could be. It's not like he's dropping down a league either. He's still playing in League One. And it's really local as well, so he's not having a massive upheaval to somewhere else in the country. Do they live round that direct? Oh, he's Bury St Edmunds, isn't he?
Yeah, Bury, yeah.
So it's just down the road. It's just feels like a really good move for him. So I really do hope that works out and is the beginning of the next step for him in his career.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'll just say that I don't like it. I know we were heading for a reset. And Paul Cook's been charged with clearing out the deadwood. Is he deadwood? I'm not quite sure.
No,
I'm not quite sure. And it's a bit short-sighted for me. And if we're playing the Moneyball system, if we're playing any type of transfer policy system, this is a young player that's got potential. Came into the Championship, played well, has shown flashes before.
How long does it last for, though, mine? Potential.
Well, if you've got investment, you've got investment to carry it. That's also how investment works.
You don't know if Jack wanted to leave. Jack might want to play first team football.
Well, and that's it. I
don't disagree with Amy there. A loan, that would have. I think that
right now we haven't got a better option for a left winger or a right. For me, I haven't seen anybody come in that I've thought. Because I think Wes Birds will play right wing back, right back, provide a competition for Kane, Vincent Young. We are struggling. Whether you think it's early or not, players aren't coming in as freely as they are elsewhere.
But then look at Portsmouth. Look at Portsmouth. I'm actually on one of their vlogs tomorrow with a Portsmouth fan, and they've not signed anyone, Martin. I think they signed one player the other day. So don't panic. We need to just keep calm. There's only Wigan, I think, have signed 5 players.
It's not about panicking. It's about being aware of the situation, and you can place trust in people that are new, fresh, have optimism and vigor, while also maintaining a level of. I've been here with Marcus in the early days with money. We let players go that we shouldn't have done. We brought players in we shouldn't have done. Things weren't aligning as they were promised. Like you could still maintain the grip of reality and think, I trust these people. It's going to be great. But I'm not sure I agree with that move there. And let's explore that a little bit. And Jack, for me, is a player we should have been nurturing for another 12, 18 months to see what we've got. You're right. He may have wanted to leave, but right now, as podcasters, we don't know that. We can only report on what we know. And what we know is that he's probably going to Cambridge.
Good signing for Cambridge. I think it's a very good signing.
Yeah.
Great signing. But if you're saying it's a great signing for a team in your division, it does make me sit up and think, okay, is there something there that we're
doing that for
missing?
us?
You know, it wasn't Deadwood. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Moving it on, Ashton does say he is hopeful of new arrivals soon. But before that, we did have an ITFC leak pre-season squads with some of the first team, well, not some, a lot of the first team being trained with the under 23s. For those that maybe didn't see it, apparently the sign said first team dressing room: Wes Burns, Junaid Danassian, Idris El Mizani, Lee Evans, Thomas Holy, Corey Ndaba, John Nolan, James Norwood, Toto Enciala, Kane Vincent Young, and Luke Wolfenden. So no Flynn Downs on that list. Where were you when it came out then, Crunch, on that? Are you bothered? Where are you on it?
It is a strange one, isn't it? He's sort of cut them adrift. Like you said this morning, has he made his mind up that they're definitely leaving? Is there no way back for these players? Are they out the door? We don't know. It looks as though when you've got Downs, I think who else is on there? Dobra's on that list.
Yeah.
Caden Jackson, who I wouldn't be surprised if he left.
Drinnan's not on that list.
Where is Drinnan on either list?
I don't know. He's so anonymous. They have just forgotten him off both lists.
Look, he's disappointed with Flynn because last season we really expected that he was going to do big things. It didn't help that his agent got in his ear. Then he got injured at MK and he had a stop-start season. He got a red card. Look.
Well, Jason asked, are the lists real? Well,
Drinnan isn't on either list, apparently.
The paper
which is even more weird.
So we are led to believe, I think, aren't we, Crunch, that the lists were real? The paper
I think they wouldn't publish them if they weren't. Would they really?
What I find interesting here is, Amy, normally pre-season, it's all about forgiveness and love, and we're all in it, and we're all starting again. The slates are wiped clean. Even if you know as fans that some players have already burnt their bridges at certain clubs, and what the manager says there is absolute load of codswallop. But normally it's about if they work hard and do the right things, they can force their way back in. This is a clear sign for me, before we've even got a foot on the training ground, that you lot don't care what you do, how you do it, how well you make my cup of tea, my cup of coffee, you ain't going to be here next year. That's unusual for a preseason anywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of man management like that in any world. I just don't like the tough love approach at all. I don't think it gets the best out of people. But again, we need change, don't we? And do you know what? I've got to give Cook the chance to try it his way and prove that it works. He needs to prove to me, he needs to settle my worries, but I think we just have to give him the time to do what he has got planned. And to be fair to him, how nice is it to feel like there is a plan? So many times before, it's just felt so random, the people coming in and out. There is a structure to this. There is a plan going forward. So I don't like the idea of a letter landing on a landing on a doormat and a player finding out from that point what the next 12 months of their life, where their career is going next. But to be fair, I think Cook has had conversations with everybody from the sounds, from what I've been reading. Everybody he's spoken to people about what his plans are for them. So they must have known this was coming. It's a bit like the day I got made redundant. We knew the redundancies were coming. We just didn't know it officially. So it was a bit like, I feel bad for them for getting it via a letter, but I would hope that Cook has had some conversations with them previously. And from a player point of view, they've got this is the point now. This is their last chance. They need to make a decision in themselves. So Downs needs to decide now: am I going to just prove myself, stick at it, and get back into that team, or am I just going to go? I suspect Downs will probably go, because he's been wanting to, hasn't he? But I just think it's not the way I like to see things done, but sod it, the softy touch approach hasn't worked, has it? Paul Jewell was everybody's mate and it didn't work. Mick McCarthy had his favourites, and they've been the backbone of the team that ultimately has failed for the last 5 years. This new approach is maybe what we need, and perhaps in the world of football it's a bit more common than in my world to approach things like this.
But then Brett Johnson did come out, Martin, the other week and say, what percent? 10% is going to be left.
10%.
That's what he said.
5, yeah.
And we wanted a clear out. So we can't have it one way and then want it another. They've been too mollycoddled for too long. They have been, Martin. They had a team who got us relegated, finished 11th.
Well, Flynn Downs personally didn't.
Last season, the majority of them players, I've said it before, look, the young players, we all want them to do well. It wouldn't bother me if they got rid of a whole lot of them. It really wouldn't.
We don't have Premier League teams.
Like Josh says there, Cook knows what he's doing. We need to just go with his plan. Give it a chance.
Yeah, well, we are giving it a chance, but you can still give it a bit of a critical conversation. A little quick, devil's in the details, they say. Flynn Downs a year ago, though, was attracting Premier League teams. Whether we like it or not, he was. So there's something there. And I just, again, like Jack, another young player. And this is very much setting your stall out early, because if you can't bring somebody else in between now and the end of the season, do you go cap in hand to Flynn and say, all's forgiven? Do you panic and bring in somebody that's not as good as Flynn, but because you've already told Flynn thanks but no thanks, you can't go backwards, so you'll go forward with an Ollie Hawkins type player? It's just an interesting thing to do on June the 24th.
Agreed.
Totally he's got confidence. He's got confidence that we're going to get the people in that he needs.
He must have, which is great as a fan, because you can sit back and think, right, they're going to smash
Downs now. If Downs was up for sale now, you'd get $500,000. That'd be about it. He's done nothing. He's done nothing, Martin.
No, you're right. Absolutely right. Absolutely.
I think you're bang on, Martin. I think if the trouble is now, if he doesn't bring in somebody who is of better quality than Downs, we are screwed before we've even started the season.
We're not in the market.
We've got somebody who could have been good, who is literally not going to give himself why is he going to try when he's been told he's not wanted?
Well, he's got a contract.
Why is he going to want to play? Do you know what I mean? Well, yeah, of course he'll do it.
Typical footballer now. If he doesn't want to try when the going gets tough, get rid of him.
I think the way to sum it up neatly is to say I am surprised. I've never experienced management like this. That's not to say it's bad. That's not to say it's good. That's just to say, I've never seen a pre-season arrival with you're in that camp, you're in this camp, and maybe it's just not been reported before.
We did say this is going to be a pre-season like we've never seen before. We did say at the end of the season, and it's a massive overhaul of the squad. Cook will live and die by his decisions, Martin.
Oh, he will. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you can't say anything but it's interesting at the very least. It's everything is interesting. Nothing is carbon, nothing is cookie cutter management material out of some exercise book that they've all given by the LMA.
If Flynn Downs was so good, there'd be a queue of clubs around the block wanting him.
Potentially so.
I think it's more about human respect, though. For me, it's just about you treat people with more respect than saying, "Now you're not good." And do you know what? Does that make sense? I just think you encourage people.
It's cutthroat. Who said that Cook's not treating them with respect? We're just surmising there.
Yeah. Agreed.
Really.
Agreed.
Interesting. Again, thank you, Mr. Cook, for giving us some content there. It's worth discussing. It gives us that at the very least. Keep it coming. A few more signings, though, Mr. Ashton, if you're watching, would be. I know you're hopeful for the new arrivals, but that would be lovely. Speaking of which, Pompey winger Michael Jacobs given permission to speak with us. Any thoughts on that, guys, girls? Jacobs is a player that has had persistent injuries, but
Yeah,
is fairly...
He's played with Cook before. He's been played under Cook before, hasn't he? Decent player. Might be a decent squad player, maybe. But then
we don't need squad players. We've got squad players. We've sacked them all to the under 23s.
It's a squad game, Amy. It's going to get you out of this league this season. It won't be just your first 11. But do we really want to be signing players when you hear that word injured? Alarm bells ring in my head.
Yeah.
Persistent injuries. Yeah.
We've been doing it for too long now, haven't we?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Why touch it? That was my first, when I first read it and the words were persistent injuries, I thought, well, why? We've got one of those called Teddy Bishop. Why do you want another one?
We've got more than that. We've got James Norwood. We've got even Nolan spent a lot of last season injured, didn't he?
I was leaving Crunch's best man to Crunch.
Norwood?
We know they're close.
No, listen. What happened last season's gone. I tweeted the other day, I would love nothing more than James Norwood to stuff my words down my throat, have an injury-free season and score 20-plus goals, Martin. Look, go out there and prove your worth on the pitch. That's what I wanted to see him do. Yeah. We all do. We're all fans of Town. We want him to score 20-odd goals. If he scores 20-odd goals, we'll be sitting here this time next year. We'll be in the Championship. And then he'll probably be off then because he's not good enough.
Yeah. Well,
he'll have done his job.
Bittersweet.
He'll have done his job. He'll have got us out of this league.
Absolutely. Norwood's gunning for goals. Right. We've got one more special advert coming your way. Here it is. I'm going to just play it. Dog just moved off the sofa and the whole mouse just flew everywhere. Dog, here it comes. Beautiful stuff from our friends Away Days. I know you've got a keg, Crunch. Rate it out of 10.
I've not got a keg. I've got another Euros fridge pack coming tomorrow. I'm last on the list tomorrow. He's going the other way around. He's got to go to King's Lynn first.
So you can take one or two things from that, right?
No bacon sandwich, Josh.
Well, you can take one or two things from that. Well, this is it. So either the bacon sandwich was utter tripe.
No, it wasn't. You give me 10 out of 10. You see the Instagram post.
Oh, but anyone can post anything. We know that from your
just saying it.
Okay, all right. Well, he's gone the other way, Crunch. So it wasn't that great, was it? Because you're coming back for more this week.
I've got a free T-shirt in the week as well. Have you got one?
No, Crunch.
There you go.
I haven't got one. No.
And he's bringing me one of them little figurines tomorrow as well. I can't wait. Who am I getting?
Oh, wow. Basically, Josh, Away Days Beer, he was delivering beer around East Anglia. Went to Crunch first last week or the week before. Crunch gave him a bacon sandwich.
Have a guess, Amy. Have a guess what colour his van is. Have a guess.
I would have assumed blue.
No, you would assume wrong because it's bright yellow.
Oh, fucking hell, Josh. Sort that out, pal.
Just wrong.
He's getting some stickers all over it. He's getting it all souped up. It's a lovely van. Lovely van.
It really is.
Speaking of wedding to-do list, Josh is helping me with the wedding. There's going to be some special treats behind the bar.
There you go. 10 out of 10.
But yeah, he's not coming back for seconds.
What do you want tomorrow, John? What do you want for a mid-afternoon snack? Let me know.
The little chef big breakfast was Moorish, so I went more back for seconds. I didn't go around the other way to avoid it, did I? Because it was rubbish. Like Josh is going purposely the other direction. He's not even delivering to King's Lynn.
He's going to King's Lynn first. You've got to be careful down in King's Lynn.
Delivering there, Crunch. But he's not delivering there. He's just going that way to avoid you in the morning.
Is he the MC? He said Josh says he's the MC at the wedding.
Is he?
What's the rules then, Amy, for your wedding? Is it because it's after lockdown should have ended?
Yeah, it's there's about 10 days after the next lockdown restriction. So at the minute we are planning it as if these final restrictions are still there. So you're allowed as many people as your venue can hold safely. So for me, that's actually 120. So it's the evening do is anyway. So that's fine. We won't be allowed to dance.
What's a load of content?
Yeah, if the restrictions
This is
are
the thing I
still
see
on.
today. So did you see that the British Grand Prix, they're allowing 140,000, so full capacity. And then I see a lot of people tweeting, they can do that, yet I can't go and watch my kid at the school sports day.
Yeah, I suppose it's just the control, isn't it? But I do find the sports day thing a bit weird because it's outside. Like, I'm not going to get to see my son's first sports day. That's really sad. That's really upset. Like, I'd stand outside the gate and watch him do it. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is, and it's the same for the wedding day. We've decided no matter what, we're doing it this year. So if we have to wear a mask, then so be it. In fact,
I think you'll be right by then. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you should.
Exactly. And imagine, because it's only the second weekend after restrictions lift, hopefully. So actually, it's going to be the first time all our family is together, all my mates. It'll be the first time I've seen all my Ipswich mates since February 2020. So it's going to be it's going to make it incredible. Even if we do, like I say, have to wear masks, have to sit at tables, we'll still have a lot of fun. I've got some plans up my sleeve for what we can do if we're not allowed to leave our tables.
Josh has still got some kegs for the wedding. He's trying to shift some if you need any.
Josh and I have been talking. We've got some plans. Definitely.
He is. We've got a question here from Paragon. Which away day beers would you recommend for someone who likes old speckled hen? Cruncher?
I've never really had old speckled hen, to be honest. Like I said, I wasn't an ale fan until I started drinking this.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I can take this one. Nice and easy. Old speckled hen. You're talking. I would go with not Hoppy Robson. Certainly not. Not Al and Shearer.
Ale and Shearer.
Fuck off, bastard. I'd go with I want to say a Butcher's. But
Bandage, that's a red ale, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a nice drop.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to...
Surely you just pick by the name, don't you?
No, they're different.
No way. No, Amy. No.
So
that's like saying
you
just pick cider by the name, don't you? No, Aspel's is much better than Strongbow. We all know that.
The new one coming, Amy. Tomorrow he's dropping me one off. Cantonar's Collar, 6.1%.
Let me get my little...
Old speckled Sven.
Good one.
It is true. Don't forget, you can get your kegs, your Euro 2020 kegs. They are 8.5 pints of loveliness from Golden Goal to Alan. Fuck off. Butcher's Bandage or Wayne Bruni. For anyone that gets an Al and Shearer, don't tweet me it because I don't want to be saying it because I can't say it. All right, it just doesn't work with me.
They're still doing the trio, isn't it? Euros trio. You can get all three for is it $54.99?
So, yes, you are correct. And you can also get a Euros Legends Pack 6-pack for $14.99. I'm just trying to look at the... Brazil's Best was quite a decent little one. If you want, very similar to Speckled. Josh is in the chat. He can let you know, Paragon. But they are all good. He's
put Butcher's Bandage, the best call for a Speckled End fan.
Yes. There you go. I knew it. And if you're more of an Adnams fan... particularly more of the light side of the Adnams, you want to go more hoppy. Hoppy Robson is a good one if you're the Adnams Coastal was very much Hoppy Robson.
I'm pulling out the Bundeslager for Tuesday.
I bet you are. Anyway, we're done. We're back on Sunday for Talking Town. Myself, Mr. Moss, Kate Riley, potentially a special guest. We'll let you know as we head towards the weekend. But Amy, it's been fantastic to have you back on 55 minutes.
Thank you.
Please come back again. It's been fantastic to kick off season 2. I'll leave the last word to you, Cruncher. Go on.
Are we live tomorrow afternoon?
No, I think we'll record that one.
Okay.
And then we'll broadcast it over the weekend. Yeah. Although it could be. So keep your eyes peeled. But we're done. We're dusted. We'll see you over the weekend. With love, with care. Madscape, 20% off. TT, away day beers, Euro kegs.
Come on, Denmark on Saturday.